Hi, welcome to Flow and Restore Yoga. Today I've got two yoga blocks I'm using, a bolster, a blanket. You're more than welcome to use a pillow in place of the bolster. And then I'm using some tune-up balls as well. So again, feel free to add in your substitution for those at home if you don't own a pair of the tune-up balls. I don't have a strap, but if you feel as if you really need a strap in your practice, you're more than welcome to add that in as well. So we're going to start on our backs today in Supta Baddha Konasana. So feel free to add in the blanket or the pillow or bolster underneath you. We'll bring the soles of the feet together, let the knees come out nice and wide, and then just lower all the way down onto your back. Find a nice comfortable position for yourself. Maybe your head is supported by a block or again that pillow. And just close your eyes. Start to breathe a little bit deeper. Really tuning into the sound of your breath. Focusing and concentrating on that sound. If you're practicing Ujjayi breath, it sounds like the waves crashing on the beach. Nice and slow. Inhale. Hear that. And then nice slow exhale. Softening through your eyes. Softening through your jaw. Softening through the back of your head. Through your neck. Take another deep breath in. Hear the sound. Exhale. Go ahead and open your eyes. Reach your arms out wide. Bring your feet to the edges of your mat so that your knees stay bent. Shift your hips and knees over towards the right hand side. Come back through center. Shift over towards the left hand side. Come back through center, shift over to the right hand side. Shift over to the left hand side. One more each direction, over to the right. Back through center, over to the left. Come back in, hug the knees into the chest. And then rocking and rolling up for 1, for 2, 3, swing your legs around, find a tabletop position, working into your cat-cows, tilt your tail up towards the ceiling, broaden through the collarbones on the in-breath, exhale, round through the spine, push the floor away. Inhale, tilt the tail up, open up, exhale, round through the spine. Inhale, lift, open, exhale, round. Come back to a neutral spine. Take your right leg to reach back and really reach through your heel. So press up through your heel. Take your left arm to reach forward like you're reaching to shake somebody's hand. Keep working in opposite directions for 3, 2, 1. Bring it back down. In breath, tilt the tail up. Exhale, round through the spine. Inhale, offer up your heart.
Exhale, round. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Back to center again. This time, left leg draws back. Reach through that heel. And then reach the right arm like you're shaking somebody's hand. Opposite directions, lengthen out nice and long through the spine for 3, 2, 1. Bring it back down again. In breath, tilt. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Keep that round. Roll the toes over. Send it back into downward facing dog. Feet can start nice and wide here. And just opening up through the backs of the legs. So shifting your weight side to side. Breathing. Again, hear that breath for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more deep breath. And then walk your hands in towards your feet. So you're towards the back of your mat here. Tilt your heels out a little bit towards the outer edges of your mat. Bend slightly in your knees, and then maybe just keep your hands towards the floor here, or maybe reach for opposite elbows as you sway it out. Relax through your neck. Let your neck get nice and heavy. Feel that gradual opening, maybe through the upper back in between the shoulder blades. Maybe you feel it in your lower back, your hamstrings, your glutes. And then release. Walk your hands back out. Downward facing dog again here for 3, 2, 1. Rise up onto your toes. Bend in your knees. Take a walk up to the front of the mat. Walk your fingertips over to the right and fold over to the right hand side. Bend in those knees as much as you need to. Walk it back through center, switch to the other side. So if you find yourself straining through your neck and your shoulders, I think a lot of us do, a nice little trick to do so you don't do that is to draw your chin towards your chest, and it kind of really does hold you accountable to not look forward and strain. And then come back through center, halfway lift to lengthen, and then fold. Rise all the way up to stand. You can heel toe your feet together or about hip width distance apart. Really root down through your feet here, so spread your toes nice and wide. Feel your heels grounded down. Feel the strength of your legs here as you find that stability in your body. And then reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Bring your hands in towards heart center, gazing at your fingertips or closing your eyes. Taking a moment again to find your breath and to hear it. If you'd like to set an intention for your practice, you may do so at this time. Open your eyes, reach your arms up in breath. Exhale, fold through center. Inhale, lengthen out, nice long spine, hands to shins, fingertips to blocks or to the floor. Step back to plank. Look forward, either knees, chest, chin all the way down or part way. Lift up either cobra onto the tops of the thighs or forward facing dog. Roll your toes over, send it back, downward facing dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale fully. Exhale empty. Rise up onto your toes, bend in your knees, look forward, take a walk up to the front of the mat. Inhale, lengthen out, nice long spine, and exhale, fold. Rise all the way up to stand and reach your arms up. Bow over the legs. Lengthen out, halfway. Step or maybe hop back, lower to lift, all the way back, downward facing dog. And remember, if downward facing dog doesn't feel right to you today, then go ahead and take child's pose. Always an option there for you. Take one more deep breath. Rise up, bend, look forward, walk, or lightly hop. Halfway lift to lengthen, fold over the legs. Rise up to stand, arms lift up, inhale, and exhale. Lengthen out, nice long spine. Step or hop back. All the way back, downward facing dog. One more deep breath. Rise up, bend, step or hop, halfway lift, and fold. Reach the arms all the way up as you lengthen. Exhale. Inhale. Step or hop back. Rise up onto your toes, bend, look forward, step or hop, lengthen, and fold. Rise up to stand. Exhale. Inhale. Step or hop back. Lift up, inhale. Exhale, draw back. Rise up onto the toes, bend, step or hop forward, halfway lift, fold. Sit back into an imaginary chair. Get the weight towards the heels, sweep the arms up, Utkatasana. Shoulders draw down the back. A little slight engagement through the navel. Take one more deep breath. Exhale, bow through center. In breath, lengthen out, long spine. Step or hop back. All the way back, downward facing dog, and right leg sweeps up. Knee into the chest. Right foot steps through, draw down onto your left knee and lift the arms up, low lunge. Left hand comes to the floor, sweep the right arm back and open through your heart. So lift through your chest. Take the right hand, reach up and over to the corner of the left side of your mat, and then back open. Lift up and over, tap it down, open. One more time. Lift up and over, tap it down, open. Bring your right hand to the floor. Stay here or lift that back leg up as you come into a low lunge for 5,
4, really hug that right knee to the right bicep. 3, look forward. 2, and 1. We'll shift over towards the left hand side, pop the right toes up, Skandasana. You're more than welcome to stay up a little bit higher here if this bothers your knees or your hips to come this low. 1 more big breath. And then frame that front foot, push off of your back foot, shift forward again into your low lunge for 3, 2, 1. Send your right leg back, either shift back, down dog, or back through your vinyasa. And now left leg sweeps up. Knee into the chest. Step the left foot through, drop down onto the right knee and sweep the arms up. Bring your right hand to the floor. Sweep your left arm back, open through your chest. Reach that left arm up and over, tap, sweep it back, open. Lift up and over to tap, open. 1 more, inhale, exhale, open. Bring both hands to the floor. Lift that back knee if it's possible, and then squeeze that left knee to your left bicep. Looking forward. Shift over to the right hand side, sit down into Skandasana, and again, you could be up here. That's fine too. Sit nice and low if it's accessible, working open through that inner thigh. One more breath here, inhale. Exhale, frame that front foot, push off of your back foot, back to your low lunge. And then step it back, plank. Down dog or chaturanga. Forward facing dog. Send it all the way back, downward facing dog. Breathing here. One more deep in breath. Rise up onto the toes, bend, step or hop forward, lengthen out long spine, and bow. Sit back, Utkatasana, chair pose again, sweep the arms up. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. In breath, lengthen out. Step or hop back. Back to down dog, right leg lifts. Knee into the chest, right foot steps through, drop down onto the left knee, lift the arms up. Left hand to the floor, sweep that right arm back. And now reach over and open. 1, over to open for 2. One more time. Both hands to the floor. Lift the back leg if you can. Look forward. Shift it to the left. Sit it down, Skandasana. Frame the front foot. Push off of the back foot, low lunge. Step it back. Cycle it through. Downward facing dog. Left leg lifts. Hug it in. Left foot steps through, drop down onto the right knee, lift it up. Right hand to the floor.
open, left side, bring it up and over, tap, open, tap, open, one more time, tap, open, both hands down, back leg lifts if you can. Shift it to the right, sit it down. Frame the front foot, push off of the back foot, low lunge. Send it back. Lower, lift, downward facing dog. Keep breathing here. One more big breath. Full exhalation. Walk your hands back to your feet. And again, reach for opposite elbows, maybe sway it out over the legs. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the hands, walk it back out. Right leg sweeps up. Knee draws into the chest. Send it back. Knee in. Send it back. One more time. Knee in. Right foot steps through. Rise up, high lunge. All toes facing forward. Bring your left hand to the floor to a block. Right hand to the hip, or lift the right arm up. Bring the right hand back down into that low lunge. Push off of the back foot, bring your big toes to touch. Fingertips out in front of you to the floor, to blocks. Bend your knees, separate your knees out towards the biceps or triceps and sit down here. Heels are lifted up, or you could bring your heels down if you want a little bit more of a calf opening there. Round through your spine, so chin to chest, just like we were doing at the beginning of the class with those cat-cows. Take one more deep breath here. Exhale. And then bring the heels back down. Rise all the way up to stand. Keep your right leg grounded. Left foot comes to your left shin. Hands to your heart, tree pose. Or left foot to the right inner thigh. Find your gaze. Feel your right side rooted down. Concentrate on the sound of your breath. One more big inhale. Exhale. Bring your feet together again or slightly apart. Sit back, Utkatasana chair pose. Work back into your twist. So left elbow to the right side here, twist it here, or left hand to the floor or to a block. Right hand to the hip, that could be enough, or reach that right arm up towards the ceiling. Breathe in, breathe out. One more time, deep breath. And then look down, keep your twist, whether your hand is on the floor or a block, or whether your hands are together, and step your left toes back, coming into a twisted lunge for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the hands to the floor, step it back, either downward facing dog or cycle back through. On your inhale, left leg lifts, Knee in towards the chest. Send it back. Left foot steps through, rise up, high lunge. Right hand to the floor, left hand to the hip, or lift from there, simple twist. Left hand back down onto the floor, low lunge. Push off of your back foot, step it forward, bring your toes together, separate your knees, sit down, walk your fingertips out, round through your spine, keep your heels grounded or lift your heels up, chin to chest. Draw your heels down, lift all the way up. Keep your left leg grounded, right foot to your left shin or to your left inner thigh. Bring your feet together or slightly apart. Sit back, Utkatasana chair pose. Work into your twist, so either prayer twist with the right elbow to the left thigh or right hand to the floor to a block, left arm lifts. Look down, keep your twist, step your right foot back and wide. Hands to the floor, back to down dog or cycle through. Shift forward to plank, downward facing dog. Inhale, wave forward, plank. Exhale. One more time. And downward facing dog. Right leg sweeps up, knee in. Right foot steps through, back heel spins flat, warrior two. Flip the palm reverse. Warrior two. Turn your toes to face the sidewall, fold over the legs. Bend your knees, straighten, bend, straighten, bend, straighten, bend, straighten. One more time. And then shift right to left. Come back to center, bring your hands to your hips as you rise back up. Turn forward again, so your right toes are forward and your left leg is back into warrior two. And then shift into triangle. Back to center, hands to the floor. Sweep your right leg up and back, bend your knee open through your hips, sunbird. Right foot to the floor. Either stay in down dog or cycle it through. Left leg lifts, hug it in. And step the left foot through as the back heel spins flat. Warrior two. Reverse. Warrior two. Turn the toes, fold over the legs, bend and straighten, bend and straighten, bend and straighten. 2 more times, bend and straighten. 1 more time, bend and straighten. Shift right to left. Bring it back to center, rise back up. Turn your left toes to face forward. Warrior two. Shift over that left leg, reach it up. Trikonasana triangle. Warrior two. Hands to the floor. Sweep your left leg up and back, bend the knee open through the hip. Left foot to the floor, shift forward plank, lower, lift, downward facing dog. Drop down onto your knees, roll your toes over, walk your hands in, place your hands on top of your heels, push down, lift up through your chest, camel. Start to back that off. Walk it forward. Sit down, child's pose. Start to walk your hands back in as you sit up and then shift your legs around. Lower all the way down onto your back. Lift your legs up, bring your hands behind your head and curl it up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Reach, 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 curl up, reach. Reach, reach, reach. Bring your hands back behind your head, lower and lift. Curl it back up. Bend your knees, come across. And then pick it up. And then lift it up. Hug your knees in your chest, give them a good squeeze. Place your feet back down onto the floor. Push down through the backs of the arms. Make sure your feet are facing forward. curl your hips up towards the ceiling. One more deep breath. Exhale. Lower your hips back down onto the floor and just knock your knees together. Give them a little squeeze. Arms come out wide. Come back into that windshield wiper motion that we started with at the beginning of class. Over to the right, back through center to the left. Let it feel nice on the back of the pelvis there. Little subtle stretch there through the quad and up into the psoas and hip flexors. And one more time. Hug the knees into the chest. Start to rock and roll up for 1, 2, 3, locating your tune-up balls. We're gonna just work here right below, so not completely into the lower back. So we're not going this low. We're gonna go up a little bit higher right into these big muscles right here. So right into the quadratus lumborum. And we'll work those to roll in there for a little bit. And then we're gonna work the glutes after that. So if you have these guys, or if you have a tennis ball, you're gonna wanna work that. If you just have one ball, work the right side first and then switch over to the left. So make sure there's a little space in there. Make sure you're not rolling on your spine, but you're finding those big, thick muscles there. So again, it's about 3 inches or so down from the bra strap line there. And you can just shift your hips right to left. And you can even go forward and back if you'd like. Whatever is going to work better for you. Maybe just sinking your weight down is an easier option. And if you like, you can hug one knee in. This is if you have both of the balls there. If you have one ball, switch it to the other side now. You can hug one knee or both knees in if you have 2 of the tune-up balls. And you can just find stillness, or you can add a little bit of a rock side to side. Curl up and then drop back, and then curl up and then drop back, and then curl up and then drop back. Slowly release if you had those legs up there. And then from here, taking the tune-up balls or that one ball, bring it underneath your right glute. So just make sure you're in the center of your glute. I like to go diagonal with the bag of balls, because I feel like it gets more surface area, but you're more than welcome to do what you feel is right. But we're really focusing on the center of the glute right now. So you can shift your right knee over to the right hand side and just drop that down. that's kind of nice because this way, it's tough to find your balance on the ball. I mean, you can definitely do it, but this is nice because it just kind of locks it into that area. So you can easily roll side to side and really feel that a lot, maybe for some of us. And then maybe just finding a spot, just sink down. And then carefully draw that back in and switching sides. So over towards the left, and again, you're finding the center of your glute. Drop the knee over to the left-hand side and just work in there. And then just find that spot and sink down. And then bring it back through center. Release the tune-up balls.
And then roll up here, bringing the soles of your feet together for the next one. So option one is to just take this here as is with no props, and maybe you don't have any props at home, so that works out nicely. Soles of the feet, just like you did at the beginning, although you're seated. Knees out wide, and just find a shape as you round through the spine or straighten out, whatever works. Option two, if you have blocks, you can sit up onto a block, that's perfectly fine. Or you can sit up onto your pillow or your blanket as well. Keep your hips propped up a little bit higher. And then this is more here, finding that kind of outer thigh there stretch. You'll still feel it on your inner thighs, but not as much when you're seated up a little bit higher. So whatever works for you, we will take Baddha Konasana and find that shape as we hold.
bolster. We'll work into half hero next. So some of us are going to be fine with just bending the right leg and sitting the hips down and walking forward and folding there. You don't necessarily have to hold your foot. You don't have to pull down. Again, you need to sustain this for a little bit of time, so just find a shape. Option 2 is either sit up onto that pillow, up onto a block. It would be on the leg that's extended that you're gonna sit up onto on that side, and then just find your shape. This one is a little less quad hip flexor, whereas the floor is a little bit more of that because it's a little more challenging to keep the hips back without them boosted up. So just, whatever your body needs today, maybe it's more of the back side body stretch and less of the front side body stretch. Just, you are the boss of that, so you're in the driver's seat. Walk it back up, switching sides. And now, if you already had your blanket and pillow or bolster, then slide it over to the right hand side. If you didn't, locate it. And I'm just gonna slide this back for a second so that you can see what I'm doing next. I'm gonna lay all the way down onto my back, and we are gonna take a twist here. My right leg is gonna go long. My left leg is gonna come up and over to catch the bolster. And then I'm gonna open up my arms back into that T position. So I'm taking a twist, and I'm just gonna hold this here. You're more than welcome to not use anything underneath that leg. You could use your hand to hold, but just be aware that, again, you're holding it for time, so you wanna make sure that you can keep that twist comfortably there. And also that you want to make sure that your upper body stays grounded and not tilting too far over to one side. So just be aware of both of those things. Should feel subtle stretch either on the IT band, outer hamstring, through the glute, lower back, maybe even a little bit through your upper back. Start to back that off, and then we'll switch sides. So my left leg will now go long, and my right leg will come up and over to catch the pillow or the bolster as I keep my upper body grounded. Just work into this twist. Hear the sound of your breath. Notice what areas are kind of catching or tensing. And just send your breath there. Breathe a little bit deeper. Maybe it's in the shoulder. Maybe it's right in this area here that you just feel like it's not opening. It's tensing. Maybe it's in the hip. Maybe it's in the hamstring or the glute. And just work on visualizing, breathing, and softening through that area. Setting up for your final pose, however you would like. If you'd like to just take Shavasana from here with no props, feel free to do so. If you'd like to add in your props, you could bring your bolster underneath your knees or your calves. You can make a little pillow by bringing a blanket underneath. Whatever's gonna work for you. Just find that nice, comfortable position. Once you found that comfortable position, close your eyes and start to sink down into your mat or into your pillow, blanket.
hear the sound of your breath. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Shift your attention and become aware of any other sounds that you can hear in this moment. Nothing else but what you can hear without strain. Begin to focus on the most distant sound that you can hear. Let your sense of hearing radiate outward. Searching out these distant sounds and following them for a moment. Move your attention from sound to sound without labeling the source. Gradually bring your attention to closer sounds. From sounds outside the building to sounds inside the building. To sounds inside the room. Now bring your attention back to the sound of your breath. Inhale deeply. Exhale. Empty. Take a deep breath in. Open your mouth, exhale. Bring some gradual movements back to your body. on your next inhale, reach your arms long, stretch. Hug your knees into your chest, give them a good squeeze. Gently rock left to right. And when you're ready, rocking up to a seated position. And when you get there, draw your hands in towards heart center. Take a deep breath in. Open your mouth, exhale. The light in me honors the light in each and every one of you as we bow and say, Namaste. Namaste. Thank you very much. Great job, and I hope that you found this practice useful, and I do hope to see you very soon. Thank you, and namaste.